What's up, guys? It's Sean. So I throw up another YouTube vid. Um, this vid's gonna be about um my correlation with um Christmas, and how I don't think it's so Christian anymore. I mean, obviously I told you guys I'm an atheist, so I don't really care. I personally don't know why I get so in a churn about this, but to me it boils down to this. I think it's funny that you got Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity and some people like that, these Fox News, Fox, that they're like, oh, there's a war on Christmas, and it's just I think people are focusing on the wrong end of shit. I mean, okay, let's say if I was a Christian, if I was a Christian and a smart one, you know, I I think I would be more butthurt about the fact that you know the fact that it's just you go around asking little kids. I've done it myself. And you ask them what the meaning of Christmas is, and they say presents. And they don't say Jesus or God or whatever. Especially the whole Jesus thing. I mean, there's an atheist site I watched where they were even interviewing people, and 3/4 of people recognized Christmas as a time they spend with their loved ones or people they care about or whatever. I mean, very few people said you know anything to do with Christianity. So what I don't get is you have these butthurt Christians that they're all butthurt over this whole deal, and it's just saying happy holidays. It's well, okay, I'll enlighten you Christians. You want to know what you should really be butthurt about? Be butthurt about that. I mean, it was a meme I saw. There was a picture of Santa taking a shit on Jesus, which I know the Christians have adapted Santa and some of those people as their own, but why? Okay, me personally, I think Christmas is a consumer holiday now. Don't nobody give a fuck about Jesus. All anybody really cares about is give me this, or I need that, or I'll get you this, or I want to get this. But nobody gives a. I mean, the reality of it, nobody really gives a fuck about the actual sentiment behind the religious sentiment behind the holiday anymore. I mean, all can. There's gonna be some people asking, okay, Sean, you're an atheist. Why do you give a fuck? But it's just well, and I'll explain it why. Here's the thing, and this is just my opinion. I think it's the government, because if you look at it, who do you think pimps this consumerism? The government. Who needs to keep the economy alive and going? The government. So it's just I kind of feel with days like Christmas, I think governments told the church, listen, I know some of you realize that Jesus isn't the big thing anymore, and we know some of you want to protest this, but notice how none of them ever do. The only thing you hear these religious people bitching about is their fucking somebody saying happy holidays, or the corporatization of saying happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas, because you don't want to offend the Muslims or the pagans, or the Jews or something like that. You don't want to, or the Hindus or the Somalis. People are trying not to offend them. It's it's okay, you people out there who see it as the birth of Jesus Christ still, you want to be offended about something? Be offended that your Jesus has no little to no pull with fucking Christmas anymore. I mean, people really need to wake up and realize this shit. Like I said, if I was a Christian, fuck, dude, I'd be getting these Christians. I mean, Christianity's supposed to be, you know, we're supposed to be called a Christian nation, and we're supposed to be the majority of, you know, religiously is supposed to be Christian, and yet the government's got this the Christmas so hardwired that it's about consumerism. You know, buy this, buy that. I mean, anybody with a brain can see it's gone consumeristic. You know, and it's just like, that's just what I don't get. Like, well, okay, you're Christians and you have the control, you have the bulk control, but yet, you know, it's like, what do you just, I mean, you know, I mean, honestly, this is my thought on it. I think, you know, the Christians don't do anything about it because I think the government's looked right at them and gone, listen, yeah, we know, you know, Christmas used to be about, you know, baby Jesus, but now he needs to, you know, he needs to go take a seat over there, and consumerism needs to win. Or guess what? If you don't like that, how about we start taxing your fucking churches? I'm like, and then I bet they get pretty fucking timid. They're like, oh no, we don't want to fuck with the government. If they tax our churches, we can't be rolling around in a Mercedes Benz and living in a $300,000 house we didn't pay for. Oh no, we can't have that. So it's like, you guys are fucking cowards. Like, you're supposed to be the majority, you know, and yet I feel like you let the fucking government boss you around. You're supposed to be the majority, and yet you let your Jesus take the back door to consumerism. You let him go to the back burner, and don't say you don't, you do. Like, I mean, I remember, fuck, 10, 15 years ago, that's what Christmas was actually about. Yeah, back then I was a Christian and I kind of cared. Okay, now I'm not. I mean, to a point, there'd be a lot of people being like, well, okay, Sean, again, you're atheist. Why do you give a fuck? It's not that I give a fuck, but it's just like, I don't know, I just don't get it. Like, like I said, this is just my opinion on it. Like, I think the government pimps the consumerism, and I think they made the Christians, you know, go, oh, nah, sorry, you know, Jesus, nah, he's got to take the back burner because we need consumerism. Same thing happens on, you know, Easter. Same thing happens on, you know, Halloween. Same thing, you know, happens on, you know, New Year's. Like, anything that's like not so like moral or holy about those days, the government's like, no, we got consumerism going on, and that needs to win, and if you don't like it, we're gonna do this. So I just, you know, to me, it's just like, I'm putting this out there. It's like, people wake up. Like, you wanna know it's the real war? The government's got the war on you. So if you really want to know who you know who you need to square up against, yeah, it's them. But yeah, this is just my opinion. Some people might agree with me, some people might not. I just thought I'd put it out there. It's something I've thought for a long time. But Sean, peace out.